Hi, my name is Professor Margaret Hankinson, and I'm going to be your instructor this semester for Sex, Power, and Public Policy. And I want to welcome you to the fall 2021 semester. I hope you're as excited as I am to get started on the work that we're going to be doing this semester, and I can't wait to look forward to meet you. Even though this is an asynchronous online class, there will be ample opportunity to get to know each other through our discussions and through our online office hours, etc. So the purpose of this video is to let you know about what's going on during the course of this semester. In other words, it's an overview about what you're going to be learning about this semester. This class is both a gender studies class and it's also a political science class. And so there's a nice intermingling of both of those elements throughout the course of the semester. When it comes to gender studies, you're going to be learning about core concepts within gender studies. So we'll be learning about feminism and the different types of feminism. We're going to be learning about key concepts such as, the difference between sex and gender and sexual orientation, etc. We're also going to be learning about this concept of intersectionality. That is that when we're looking at gender discrimination, that to get a complete sort of picture of gender discrimination, that we have to think about that discrimination in relationship to other sorts of categories, such as race, sexual orientation, one's trans status, their economic status, etc. Because when it comes to understanding gender discrimination and the impact of that discrimination, that the discrimination that a white woman might experience is going to be different from that of a white trans woman. It's going to be different from that from an African American man, etc. And so we're going to be, that's a core concept within gender studies, this idea that if we're learning about inequality, we learn about inequality not just in terms of one category, but in terms of its relationship to other categories as well. This is also a political science class, so that, it's sex, power, and public policy. And power and public policy are both key components of the study of political science. And so, this class is where we sort of, look at political power and we look at public policy through the lens of gender studies. And so you're going to be learning about lots of different types of public policy. Public policy is pretty simple to understand, although we're going to be learning the details of how public policy is made in this semester. But public policy is really just, when you boil it down, it's it's the decision, it's what government decides to do about a perceived problem. Or it may say there's a problem, but we're going to not do anything about it. And that absence of action is actually public policy as well. And so we're going to be looking at specific public policy as it relates to sex and gender. So we'll be taking a look at public policy as it relates to abortion and contraceptives. We're going to be taking a look at public policy as it relates to family and marriage. We're going to be taking a look at public policy as it relates to sexual assault and sexual harassment. And then we'll be taking a look at public policy as it relates to sex, gender, and the economy, work, pay, and this thing called the feminization of poverty. That is, that women are more likely to be in poverty than men. And so you're going to be learning about that public policy sort of from both a historical perspective and then how and why that public policy has changed over time. You're also going to be learning about the Constitution. In particular, you'll be learning about the Equal Protection Clause in the 14th Amendment. After the Civil War, the 14th Amendment was added, and in that amendment, it says that the people, that they will be treated equally in the eyes of the law, right? That, in other words, that when it comes to race and sex and other categories, that government can't treat people in a discriminatory manner. And so equal protection of the law basically says that people are going to be treated equally by the law, regardless of what their sex is, regardless of what their gender is, regardless of what their race is, right? That people are going to be treated equally. But we're going to find that, that the 14th Amendment was added in 1868 after the Civil War, and how that's been interpreted by the Supreme Court has changed significantly over time. So different treatment on the basis of sex and gender was for many years allowed, and that it said that if you treat men and women differently, that it doesn't violate the Equal Protection Clause. But that as we are today, for the most part, different treatment or disparate treatment between men and women is viewed as a violation of the Equal Protection Clause. And that's important because a lot of public policy revolves around, at least in this class, revolves around policy that may impact men and women differently. And so you'll be learning about that. This is a fun and timely class to be taking, that ever since the Me Too movement began, and that we've seen a much more vocal sort of presence within the United States, drawing attention to gender inequality. That that a lot of people are interested in studying public policy in the United States as it relates to sex and gender. There's a lot more that we're going to be covering in the class. I will leave it to you to take a look at the Canvas site and to get, work your way through this first week of familiarizing yourself with what we're going to be learning. You're going to be writing 2 really cool papers this semester that allow you to dig into a public policy in more depth than we get to do in class. So you write 2 public policy papers. So I'll leave it to you to read about those assignments. And so welcome. I'm super excited to get started. And just to let you know, I am here for you. I love teaching. I love teaching this class, and I'm really dedicated to my students' success. And so do not hesitate to reach out to me via email, attend Zoom office hour meetings in our study sessions, text. I'm online a lot of the time. I teach online. And so, texting is a really good way of getting a quick response from me, unless the text comes at 2 a.m., which hopefully it won't. Anyways, I'm here to help. And so don't be apprehensive about reaching out to me. So anyways, welcome. I'm looking forward to getting the semester started, and I will talk to you again soon.